Welcome to week 4 of Mental Mathematics. Congratulations, you have made it halfway through the program. Just a few weeks to go and we'll be done. Again, I appreciate your help and look forward to another great half of Mental Mathematics. This week, we are going to focus on multiplication. So we're going to learn how to multiply with zeros, with decimal points, multiply by 4, by 5, by 11. So to multiply with zeros, it's strange, but first we're going to disregard any zeros that we see. We're going to complete the new problem without zeros, and then use the test of reasonableness we learned in week 1 to complete the problem. Let's give it a try. 30 times 70. First, disregard the zeros, and we think 3 times 7, which we know is 21. Apply the test of reasonableness. Because we disregarded 2 zeros in step 1, we'll need to add 2 zeros in step 2 for a final answer of 2100. Now I'm willing to bet that many of you could do that one in your head. Let's give 60 times 900 a try. Stop the video and practice on your own. First, we're going to disregard the zeros and think 6 times 9, which we know is 54. Applying the test of reasonableness, because we disregarded 3 zeros in step 1, 1 zero from the 60, and 2 zeros from the 900, we'll need to add 3 zeros to step 2 for a final answer of 54,000. Let's talk about multiplying with decimals. It may sound strange, but we need to disregard any decimals that we see. We're going to complete the new problem, and finally use the test of reasonableness learned in week 1 to complete the problem. We have 4.6 times 200. We're going to disregard the decimal point and the zeros, just like the first technique we just learned, and think 46 times 2. And 46 times 2 is 92. And applying the test of reasonableness, if I were to round 4.6 to 5 and multiply by 200, we get 10,000. Therefore, our final answer needs to be about 10,000, which we would need to add 2 zeros to our answer in step 2 for a final answer of 9,200. Let's try 3.9 times 20. Again, disregard the decimal point and the zero, and think 39 times 2. 39 times 2 is 78. Apply the test of reasonableness. If I were to round 3.9 to 4 and multiply by 20, we get 800. Therefore, our final answer needs to be close to 800, which would mean we would need to add 1 zero to our answer in step 2 for a final answer of 780. 1.2 times 1.2. Please stop the video and try on your own. We're going to disregard the decimal point and zeros from our first technique and think 12 times 12, which we know is 144. Apply the test of reasonableness. If I were to round 1.2 to 1 and multiply by about 1, we get 1. Therefore, our final answer needs to be close to 1, which would mean we would need to add a decimal point to our answer in step 2 for a final answer of 1.44. Now, to multiply by 4 works for all forms of 4. So if we have 0.4, 40, 400, 4,000, etc., this trick will work for all of those. Again, disregarding any decimal points and zeros for step 1. Double the number again. Apply the test of reasonableness. So if we have 32 times 4, we're going to double 32, 64. Double 64, 128. And we're done. Let's multiply 2.4 times 40. We're going to disregard the decimal point and 0 and think 24 times 4. So we need to double 24 to become 48, then double 48 to become 96. Applying the test of reasonableness, rounding 2.4 to 2 and multiplying 2 times 40 is 80, our final answer needs to be about 80. Since 96 is about 80, we do not need to insert any zeros or decimal points. Therefore, 96 is the final answer. Practice multiplying 1900 times 0.4 on your own. So first we're going to disregard the decimal point and zeros and think 19 times 4. Double 19 to give us 38. Double 38 to give us 76. Apply the test of reasonableness. Since 0.4 is about half, the answer must be somewhat below half of 1900. Therefore, we must add a 0 to the end of 76, making our final answer 760. Multiplying by 5 can be used with all forms of 5, 0.5, 50, 500, etc. Disregard any decimals or zeros. Divide the number being multiplied by 2, which seems strange. Apply the test of reasonableness. Let's try 24 times 5. So, step 1, we're going to divide 24 in half, the number being multiplied by 5, which gives us 12. Then we're going to apply the test of reasonableness. Well, 12 is obviously too small to be the answer. A quick estimate of 20 times 5 puts our answer to be about 100. Therefore, we need to affix a 0 to our answer in step 1 for a final answer of 120. 35 times 50. Disregard the 0 and think 35 times 5. Divide 35 in half, which is 17.5. Apply the test of reasonableness. 17.5 is obviously way too small to be the answer of 35 times 50. A quick estimate of 40 times 50 puts our answer to be around 2,000. Therefore, we need to delete the decimal point in step 2 and affix a 0 for a final answer of 1,750. 22 times 5. Please stop the video and try on your own. So, step 1, divide 22 in half, which is 11. Applying the test of reasonableness, 11 is obviously too small to be the answer. A quick estimate of 20 times 5 puts our answer to be around 100. Therefore, we should affix a 0 for final answer 110. Multiply a two-digit number by 11. This can be used with all forms of 11, such as 0.11, 1.1, 110, 1100, etc. We're going to disregard any zeros or decimal places if they exist. We're going to write the number being multiplied by 11 with a space in between the two digits. And the space is the sum of the digits of the first number. Multiply a two-digit number by 11. So let's take 24 times 11 first. First, we're going to write 24, leaving a space in between the 2 and the 4, so it looks like 2 space 4. Then we're going to add the two digits of 24. So 2 plus 4 is 6. Insert the answer from step 2 in the middle of step 1 for a final answer of 264. 76 times 11. We're going to write 76, leaving a space in between 7 and 6. So 7 space 6. We're going to add the two digits of 76. 7 plus 6 is 13. Insert the answer from step 2 in the middle of step 1. Our final answer is 736, but because 13 is larger than 9, we must carry the 1, which would convert the 736 to 836. We're going to carry that 1 to the hundreds digit. The 3 will still stay in the middle. The last number will still stay the same from the step 1. 53 times 110. Stop the video and practice on your own. Disregard 0 and we're going to think 53 times 11. We're going to write 53, leaving a space in between 5 and 3. So 5 space 3. Add the two digits of 53. So 5 plus 3 is 8. Insert the answer from step 2 in the middle of step 1, except this time step 3 into step 2. Our new answer is 583. But because we initially ignored the original 0, we need to add that 0 back in. for a final answer of 5,830. What comes next? So we're going to follow the link on our Wikispaces site to practice this week's problems. You'll get instant feedback as usual. So we're going to practice a few problems using the 5 techniques we just learned. Avoid using your calculator, please. You're going to complete the short essay. Your responses are important, helping me understand your comprehension. No right or wrong answers. Anything you provide is extremely useful to me. Email me any comments you may have. Good luck, and we will see you next week.